Okay, good evening. I am the Vice Chair of the Board of Appeals of Zoning, and I call this meeting to order. Secretary, please take roll.
Board Member Forbes is missing. Board Member absent. Sorry. Board Member Gale.
Present.
Board Member Nash.
Present.
Board Member Nagel.
Present.
You have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. So everybody's had a chance to,
Sorry.
Copeland.
Board Member Copeland.
Present.
I'm bad. Am I okay to go yet?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay, everybody's had a chance to read the minutes and the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve?
So move.
Yeah.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any corrections? Seeing none? Okay. So we'll go into new business, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The function of a board is to provide zoning flexibility. The action of the board can be an interpretation which involves an interpretation of the zoning code text or zoning district boundary. We may also issue a variance which is an appeal to vary from the strict application of the zoning code. This meeting is videotaped. It is important only one person may speak at a time, and the audience must observe the respect of the speaker. When the appeal in which you are interested in is called, please come forward to the podium and allow the board a moment to review your material, after which you may give your name, address to the secretary. After the appellate presentation, anyone interested to come forward can give his or her name and address to the secretary. Please make your comments brief and to the point. Speakers shall not ask questions specifically to the board members. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes and may only speak once. The board will discuss the appeal, vote, and continue to the next appeal. An affirmative vote of 2/3 of the board, which is in this case 3 votes, shall be necessary to decide in favor of an appeal. The action of this board is final. The only relief is through the court. Are there any questions? If none, the secretary will call the first appeal.
Mr. Chairman, this is case number J25-2833. This is a variance request for parking in the front yard setback area. In this case, there are 2 violations of the city's ordinance on 2215 Trenton Street. The first one is paving in the right-of-way between the sidewalk and the curb, which is called the back of the curb parking. There was no permit that was applied for that, and the city engineering would typically look at that case if a permit was applied for, and then typically they do not permit that in most cases. The second violation is the expansion of the parking of the driveway into the front yard setback of the area. The applicant is seeking a variance to permit that portion of the driveway to be extended in the front yard setback and allow for the paving within the right-of-way, which has already been installed. Staff is recommending denial of the request. It sets precedence for the community.
Okay, thank you.
I didn't catch the denial part of it.
I say it sets precedence for the rest of the community.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, we will now open the public hearing to consider the request. Is there anyone here who would like to make a comment on this case? Yes.
Hi, my name is Martha Stewart, and I own the property at 2215 Trenton. I'm not sure if everyone got a copy of the letter I stated, so you all know the situation. I've been a landlord for 25 years. I've never, per se, broken the rules. I usually do things, you know, like it's supposed to be done. I've never been in this situation before. I've hired several contractors through the years. I've never pulled a permit. They've always taken care of it. So that's kind of the situation that I'm in. I'm not blaming the contractor. I learned a lesson that I should ask more questions. If I did know prior, I wouldn't have even planned the project, you know. So I'm just requesting that I'm able to keep it and not have to be forced to tear it out. And just appreciate the consideration too, and thank you for all of you for being here and considering my case. So, thank you.
Is there anyone else here that would like to comment on this case? Please state your name and address.
My name is Amy Cheethoff, and I live at 2215 Trenton at the house. I have been sick and battling cancer. There did come a time where there seemed to be a lot of vehicles, a lot of family there, people coming to stay that normally we don't do that type of situation. So along with other reasons, I'm sure, but she's been very much trying to accommodate me. And the only other thing I would like to say, of all the properties on the street and in that neighborhood, Marty has one of the best kept houses. Curb appeal is 100%. The yard is never left to grow up like the neighbors 2 doors down that gets to your knees. That looks like junk. Her shrubs are always manicured. We have beautiful flowers out front. Just my point is, this by no means is an eyesore to anybody, but I understand you have rules that I don't understand about the driveway. But okay, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to speak on this appeal? Is there anyone else that would like to speak on this appeal? Is there anyone else that would like to speak on this appeal? At this point, we would like to close the public hearing with the vote. So do we have a motion to close the public? Do we have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Seeing none, go on to discussion.
You need a motion to approve, and then you can go into discussion.
But I don't do that, right? Somebody else has to.
Yeah, somebody.
Yeah. Somebody's got to make a motion to speak on.
A motion for discussion?
It would be a motion to approve the variance, which opens it up for discussion.
Oh, okay. Well, I will make that motion.
Second. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So is there any discussion on this project from the board?
So we did the approval before discussion, so I think you need to rescind that last vote and redo.
Okay. Okay.
Gotcha.
Got you.
Yeah.
So I rescind the vote.
So you need a motion to
I
rescind.
need a motion to rescind
Motion.
and support. I need a support.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, now a new motion to approve and support, and then discuss, and then vote.
New motion to approve and support.
Yes.
Second.
All, that's done.
Now discuss.
Now we can go into discussion. Thank you. Any questions from the board, the commissioners? Go ahead.
The picture from 2319 North Mason Street, I was just trying to make sure I understood the placement. Would the city provide that to us as an example?
No, the applicant provided that. I called the engineering department. That was a time when North Mason was being or paved, and so they were getting rid of on-street parking. So they made an exception for this person to allow them, because they were gonna lose any on-street parking in front of their house.
And then the follow-up question is, the recommendation from city staff is from our city engineering department based on what is provided, it still will not meet city regulations.
That's correct. And likewise, the expansion of the driveway into the front yard setback area does not meet the zoning ordinance.
And does the current owner have the opportunity to pull a permit and renegotiate and have conversations with city engineering regarding this?
Again, it sets bad precedents for the city.
Thank you.
Mr. Gill?
Like I say, I drove by, I understand that it's an eyesore, but it'd be an eyesore to tear it up again, too.
Well, not if you plant grass back in there. I mean, if you look at the driveway as it sits now, there was an expansion of that driveway
Yes,
to
there
the
was.
south. You could fit 3 cars side by side in there, plus the 2-car garage.
Any other?
Well, are we discussing the south or the north side?
The north,
Okay.
that's the part that violates that's the north and that's the south. Yeah,
Any other discussion from the board?
you're right, correct. Yep.
Any other discussion from the board? I'm a long-term resident of Saginaw, and looking at this, it will set up a precedent for the rest of the city, meaning that other people might keep on paving more and more of their driveway over the years. Unfortunately, in this situation, there was no permit pulled, and in most cases, the contractor should have known that should have been a permit. It's a direct violation of city code every way you look at it. Any other discussion from the board? Okay, since there is no other discussion, we will call for the vote.
And likewise, I just want to remind everyone that you need to state why you're voting.
Yes. We're gonna have a roll call or just straight?
Sure.
Okay.
Commissioner, or Board Member Gale,
We're voting for the approval or for disapproval? What am
Well,
I?
so you're voting, the motion is a motion to approve. A yes vote would be for approval, a no vote would be to deny approval,
Okay,
but you still have to give the reason.
The reason.
either way.
I understand. I guess I vote against it because it does not comply with city ordinances.
Board Member Nash,
I would vote no because it's against the city ordinance and it would set a precedent throughout the city.
Board Member Nightingale,
I would vote no, because it is not compliant with city bylaw.
and Board Member Copeland.
I will also be voting nay, due to the not meeting city ordinance.
So the motion fails.
Okay. That's the end of that. Goes to public
Mhm.
comment now.
There was no public here for comment, so. go on to-
Still just call it in case.
Okay, you just call it in case.
Huh?
Just call it in case, ask if there's
Oh,
anybody.
is there anybody that would like to speak for public comment? Anybody for public comment? Anyone for public comment? Seeing none?
She would like to speak again.
Can I speak twice or no?
Not, has to be for a different topic.
Is there any old business?
No.
Okay. Seeing no old business, I'd like a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Approved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion adjourned. I mean, meeting adjourned.